Do you think the markets are going up or down in this video? Are you ready for the next Bitcoin? It looks like the push-up will happen, which means there are some important levels for Bitcoin that we might want to aim for. I have your cover. On his Coinbase token creator, Justin Sun is putting money on it. He's getting some help from Solana. Now let's listen to David Schwartz. You're right about some people. It's not true what I've been saying about that. Allow us to begin with Bitcoin 58,458 right away. Now we'll hear from Stuart Alabama about the Ripple vs. CC case. He will talk about where he thinks it is going and what will happen if there is an appeal. On the last day, it went down by 63%. After falling 86%, Ethereum is now worth $2,616. And the USDC is now tied to the dollar again. It's not quite as high as XRP. The goal for 56 cents is to get back to 57 cents, and we might be able to make that happen. My friend Jeffrey XRP asked, are PSTs anyone buying Vogue? With 66 pennies left in the $2 trillion and 86 billion cryptocurrency market value, I'm almost ready to do something here. Uphold just put V on the list yesterday. You know, this is really big. Let's look at how much it costs now. I know we did pretty well with the PP. At one point, I believe we were up more than 20%. Our gain is now about 8%. And we went from a smell to say 0.13, which isn't too bad. Look at what I think. V is what will happen to all of these cryptos in the long run. My interest in cryptocurrency has been a problem for a long time. It worries me more to buy it now and see what happens in the bull run for all the next coins than to buy it now and sell it tomorrow. I really believe V can be a 20x or 30x and 20x and 25. Have we seen this Mo thing for real? It went from a penny to almost 3 pence in the blink of an eye just a few months ago. I think that a big exchange launch is about to happen, possibly in the form of a Binance, coming to Vo later today or early next year. Sun bets on a coin toss with its state's mem and its token generator based on TR of the coins. Coins are a part of any bull run, and they have become a big threat to the current crypto bull run. Just in Sun, I can't believe you're still living, and no one has been charged with a crime. To be honest, he made a new base that will go up against Sun on pump. Thun is pretty much copying everything, booked from Tant out of the Solana main currency script. In it, you see how the price of Solana goes through the roof because so many people are making main coins. What will happen if we do the same thing that seems to be happening on the Tron network? The next big change is the rise of key currencies. People try it, and I'm sure there will be more. Al, let's move on to this. I want to make sure we get this clip. Then we talk about dogs and cats, since that's what these jokes are all about. Can the SEC make a case? Pay attention. Imagine that the SEC followed common sense. They just need to move on from this case. Once more, the court came to the conclusion that no one was hurt, and there were no victims. If there is a loss, there are no claims of theft. But we all know that the agency doesn't make sense when it comes to cryptocurrency. The court has said that the agency should follow the law instead of playing games and using tricks. It wouldn't surprise me if the SEC filed an appeal. But first, I want to make sure everyone knows that XRP is not a security and that trading it on the secondary market is not legally the same as trading a security. And that won't change no matter what the SEC does. I want everyone to pay attention to that. Also, I hope people don't appeal and think about whether they should if they're being smart. To be honest, as a lawyer who has worked for a long time, I would tell the SEC not to appeal because according to statistics, the US Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, which is where this case will be overturned, will only do so less than 10% of the time. And because Judge Torres looked at all the problems in this case very carefully and thoughtfully, was sure that the SEC would be able to fight any appeal. So I would tell them, look, SEC, go back. They have a terrible track record from the beginning. Going back to your main goal of protecting market investors is what you need to do. Stop focusing on cases where investors or the market were not threatened by the lawsuit itself. If I were the SEC, I would stay away from the Supreme Court and its opinions most of the time. I don't think they'll be right about any of their ideas, like whether a ticket will be safe. A symbol is the only thing that can be it. All of the ideas that were put forward to try to make securities laws broader were soundly rejected in our case. They will be soundly rejected again by the courts of appeals and finally by the Supreme Court. There you have it. Just like Stuart said it, he knows it. Would you be interested in it? Let's say you got a check for $125 million. They gave me $125 million in one of their biggest deals, so you won't hear from me. I wouldn't like this. I'll give you $125 million again. People, I don't think I'll ever hear from you again. Why would they brag about themselves and act like they won if they didn't think they did? There's no way they're not getting paid. They get $125 million every year. $15 million, and you heard Stuart say it was their plan. But Charles Gasparino is putting on a big show and saying, I don't even understand. Someone else heard him say that, right? Oh, he didn't even understand what he said. Talking to, it took about 45 seconds to figure out what he was thinking. He is still sure that XRP is a security. He thinks the judge was right. People who have been wrong the whole time can only be made happy by continuing to believe that XRP is safe to be considered a security, but Stuart and Brad told us that XRP is not and never will be a security, even after this case is over. All that's left is for this check to be cashed. And as I've been saying, bada bing bada, that's it, it's done. A trustworthy cryptocurrency site says, hey, he thinks that Bitcoin is going to go up now that it's in his green zone. He thinks that we will keep going up and that we might even be going after a short squeeze up to 63,000. Look, I know that the bills will be $63,000 when we look at them, I get it, but it's not much from here. Still, it's a good step that points in the right way. We want the value of cryptocurrency to go up, not down. Let's see what happens after that. The fund starts with the same $74,000 that you want to get for Bitcoin. At that point, we start to see the sudden moonshot and the powerful upward shift that let us know the arrival is coming soon. $300,000 range, and Gary Cohn was my pick with 1.7 Bitcoins worth $57,000. In a year, no one will make fun of him, you smart guy. He bought all of these red candles at the bottom, and the price will go up again in the end. He won't even be sitting on a 3x4 by the end of the year. I think 100,000 people will be awake because they will know where this is going. I was asked a great question the other day about the time we were in. When I sang Live You Know, do we think that the way things are politically right now will have any effect on the bull run? I don't believe that. The bull market will already be in place no matter who wins the election and becomes president on January 20th. You can't bring this genie with you anymore. The bottle they want to use. Scare stories like these are just scary tricks that are meant to scare you. Make you scared, let the big boys in, try to sell and collect all of your liquid at the bottom. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm sure that these markets are going to blow up again and we won't remember them for a while. Yes, things are bad right now. We only need to see green. That much is certain. I agree with you, but it's almost time. In the meantime, what should you do? Building an escape, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, the Solana H-bar, or something else, you'll be leaving it and should be ready for different levels. Every object needs a way to get rid of it. Make plans to set up an over-the-counter trade.